In this video, we will be dividing polynomials. So we have a polynomial defined here as a finite expression with positive whole number indices. So our polynomial is the massive formula that we have on the left, and we're going to divide it by what we have on the right. So we have 6x to the power of 5 plus 13x to the power of 4 minus 4x cubed minus 9x squared plus 21x plus 18. And we're going to divide this by 2x plus 3. So the first thing that we want to go through is, for our x value in 2x plus 3, we want to have our quotient here to be a number that when multiplied by 2x, we get 6x to the 5. So you just want to approach this term by term, but you want to compare it to your x value in your divisor. So if we divide 6x to the 5 by 2x, we get 3x to the 4. So by multiplying 3x to the 4 to 2x, we can get 6x to the 5, and we also multiply 3x to the 4 to our 3, so we get 6x to the 5 plus 9x to the 4. Now we subtract this second part from our initial formula. So 6x to the 5 minus 6x to the 5, they both cancel out. And then we have 13x to the 4 minus 9x to the 4, which gives us 4 times x to the 4. And now we bring down our next term, which is minus 4x cubed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to compare our 2x value to our 4x to the 4 value. So 2x multiplied by 2x cubed, so this will go in our quotient, gives us 4x to the 4, and we also multiply our plus 3 by 2x cubed, so we get 4x to the 4 plus 6x cubed. We once again subtract it, and we get, so our 4x to the 4's cancel out, and we're left with minus 4x cubed minus 6x cubed, and so we're left with minus 10x cubed. We bring down our next term. We bring our minus 9x squared down, so we get minus 10x cubed minus 9x squared, and we repeat the same steps. 2x times minus 5x squared. That gives us minus 10x cubed, and we multiply 3 by our minus 5x squared, and we get minus 15x squared. We now subtract our second value. So with this we get minus 10x cubed plus 10x cubed, so they both cancel out, and we get minus 9x squared plus 15x squared, and this gives us 6x squared. We bring down our next value, which is 21x. So we have 6x squared plus 21x. Now we do the same thing again. 2x times 3x is equal to 6x squared, and 3 times 3x is equal to 9x. And so we subtract that. So our 6x squareds, they cancel out, and we get 21x minus 9x, and this is 12x. We bring down our final value, so we get 12x plus 18, and we finally end it off with 2x times 6, so we have times 6 is equal to 12x, and 3 times 6 is equal to 18. We subtract, we end up with 0. And this can be one way of you proving that 2x plus 3 is a factor of this polynomial, and you have divided your polynomial as well. Now we have another question here. Feel free to attempt this on your own before coming back to this and seeing how to solve it if you struggle, or to check the answer. So now we're going to start off like we did with our previous question. We're going to compare our 2x and our 8x to the 5. So 2x multiplied by 4x to the 4 gives us 8x to the 5. And we have to multiply 5 with 4x to the 4, so we get minus 20x to the 4. And we subtract our values. So our 8x to the 5s cancel out here. And we get minus 26x to the 4 plus 20x to the 4, which gives us minus 6x to the 4. We bring down our next term. So this is our x cubed term, so we get minus 6x to the 4 plus 11x cubed. Now we compare our minus 6x to the 4 to our 2x, and 2x multiplied by minus 3x to the 3 gives us minus 6x to the 4, so we get minus 6x to the 4, and then we multiply that by 5 as well, so we get plus 15x cubed. We subtract our values, like we do in long division, and so here, once again, our minus 6x4 values cancel out, and we're left with 11x cubed minus 15x cubed, which gives us minus 4x cubed. We bring down our next value, so this is minus 4x cubed now, plus 22x squared, and we once again compare our 2x with our minus 4x cubed. So 2x times minus 2x squared. That's equal to minus 4x cubed, and we multiply that by 5 as well, so we get plus 10x squared. We once again subtract our values. So we're left, so our minus 4x cubed cancel out, and we're left with 22x squared minus 10x squared, which leaves us with 12x squared. We bring down our next term, so we have 12x squared minus 40x. Now 2x multiplied by 6x gives us 12x squared, and minus 5 times 6x is minus 30x. Now we're going to subtract our values. So our 12x squared cancel out, and we're left with minus 40x plus 30x, which gives us minus 10x. We bring down our final value, so we get minus 10x plus 25. So 2x multiplied by minus 5 gives us minus 10x, and minus 5 times minus 5 is plus 25. We subtract this, we get 0. So seeing if your division goes all the way to 0 is a good way of checking if you have not missed out any steps previously. If the question says that your polynomial has a remainder, then getting 0, you've probably gone wrong somewhere. If you've got 0, then you've probably divided it correctly. So now we have our final question here. What you may notice is that there's no x squared term. So when we write out our division, we're going to add plus 0x squared, and then we're going to finish off with plus 42x minus 12. So the reason we add plus 0x squared is that it's a great way of having a placeholder that doesn't affect the equation. So 0 times any value is still 0, so it won't affect the answer you get at the end, but it's a great way of setting out your work and increasing the clarity of it. So, like we started the previous questions, we're going to compare our 7x to our 21x to the 5. And so 7x times 3x to the 4 is equal to 21x to the 5. And we do minus 2 times 3x to the 4, which gives us minus 6x to the 4. Now we're going to subtract our second equation here, and we get, so our 21x to the 5 cancel out, and we're left with 29x to the 4 plus 6x to the 4, which gives us 35x to the 4, and then we bring down our next term, so we get 35x to the 4 minus 10x cubed. So 7x multiplied by 5x cubed gives us 35x to the 4, and minus 2 times 5x cubed gives us minus 10x cubed. Now, if we subtract our values, we can see that both of them cancel out, and we end up with 0. So 0x cubed. And we can bring down our next term, which we have as 0x squared. And as we all know, if we add 0x cubed here to our 0x squared, to our quotient, 7x times 0x squared gives us 0x cubed, and minus 2 times 0x squared gives us 0x squared. And so here, once again, we have 0x squared. And so with this, we can just bring the last section down, both 42x and minus 12, because we know that our 0x squared isn't going to do anything. And so 7x times 6 gives us 42x. And minus 2 times 6 gives us minus 12. We subtract our two equations here. They both cancel out, and we're left with 0. So in your answer, you would write this out as 3x to the 4 plus 5x cubed plus 6. So you wouldn't add your 0x squared value in. As always, thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content.